As of the late 2023, roughly 60% of U.S. adults are living paycheck to paycheck. And when I say this stat, a lot of you say, well, of course, man, I'm only making $60,000 a year. No, this even includes high income earners. These individuals are stretched as well, with little to no buffer if something was to go wrong. No wonder a majority of Americans, about 59%, watch this, close to 6%, say they could not cover a $1,000 emergency expense paying cash with their savings. In fact, only 41% will be able to tap into savings for such a surprise bill, while most would have to borrow, credit card, or cut back somewhere else. But these are the same people who went to goddamn Coachella and dropped $3,000 on Coachella to dance. These are the same people who are buying Beyonce tickets. These are the same people who are buying Chris Brown tickets. These are the same people who know all the gossip, who know all the rumors, but you don't have the capability to cover yourself. These numbers should wake us up. These numbers show you how vulnerable many of us are when we don't have cushion. Living below your means by cutting unnecessary spending and prioritizing saving builds that cushion. Shrink your spending and grow your safety net. Why are you worried about what everyone else has? Well, why are we worried about what's going on with Shannon Sharp? You need to be worrying about your life. Chris Brown and all these other people, they're already millionaires and billionaires, and they ain't stressing the way that you and I may be stressing. Why? You know why? They got money. You know why? They got an emergency fund. You know why? If $1,000 emergency happened, they can cut a check for $1,000. Hell, if $1 million emergency happened, they can cut a check for $1 million. But you, us, not you, us, we look good. We smell good. We driving good. And I want to pause right here because there are a lot of us, there are a lot of us who are making the right decisions, but the truth be told, we need more money. And we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. I'm talking right now to the individuals, you're making decent money. You're not making a whole lot of money, but you're making good money. And the problem is you're not stewarding the money well. So what I need you to do is start by identifying your wants versus your needs. And you do that by looking at your budget. Small tweaks add up. Cooking at home a bit more, delaying a new phone upgrade, negotiating down your bills, changing your cell phone service. I recently changed my cell phone service and I got a DM from one of my friends. I was like, yo, bro, I heard that you are paying like $35 a month for your cell phone service. I sure am. Sure am. Like, why in the world am I going to sit here and spend all this money? The phone call's still going to be the same. See, we're not thinking. We want to be name brand, not generic brand. If you start paying attention, start looking at me, I'm maturing, and there's nothing wrong with nice things because I like nice things. But man, I was about to buy some more jewelry. I said, I don't need no more jewelry. Let me get a nice Apple Watch. I can tell me the time and track my workout. I don't need no more bracelets. Man, let me get this nice little, my Aquasi from Africa name. $10. I bought this one for $200 used. Like I'm shifting, I'm doing things differently. I'm putting money into assets. I was about to buy a new car. I said, nah, man, let me go ahead and just buy me a cash car, an everyday cash car, and park my car and let it just chill, man. Nah, man, no. Let me just give me an everyday car that can drive me back and forth to my school. I can put my miles on, and I keep my big boys in the garage, and I'm done with cars for the next at least 5 to 10 years. Because right now is not a time for me spending money on liabilities. Right now, I need to be putting more money into my portfolio, more money into my business. We just opened up our studio. I just dropped thousands of dollars to bring a creative situation to the DMV area. That's getting booked left and right. And watch this. Not only is it going to be making me money, but it's also going to be putting more money into my team's pocket because they're getting commission off of the work here. So what am I doing now? I'm being smart with my money, and my money is not just making me more money, but it's putting more money into my Black employees.
Y'all want to thank my friends over at BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. I want to talk numbers real quick. You see, traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session. That adds up fast. You see, but with BetterHelp online therapy, you can save up to 50% per session while still getting high quality care. You see, with BetterHelp, you pay a flat weekly fee, making therapy more affordable, flexible, and accessible than ever. No more feeling like mental health is a luxury. It's something everyone deserves. Whether you're dealing with anxiety, stress, or just need a space to process life, therapy should fit your budget and your schedule. You see, personally, I turn to therapy to clear my mind, regulate my emotions, and navigate life's ups and downs. You see, and with BetterHelp, getting support is easier than ever. As the world's largest online therapy platform, BetterHelp connects you with over 30,000 licensed therapists and has already helped over 5 million people worldwide. It's convenient too, just a click away. And if your therapist isn't the right fit, you can switch anytime 100% hassle-free. So, your well-being is 100% worth it. I want you to visit betterhelp.com/AO today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/AO. All right, let's get back to today's show.
So why in the world am I going to drop? Why am I going to drop extra money over here when I can sit here and do it? Man, I was talking with some ladies and I was just telling them, I was like, man, yeah, I don't want to marry a woman. My desire, how do I say this correctly? My desire is that my family and I to be financially free. And I don't want me and my family to be in debt. I don't care if she comes to me with credit cards, student loans, and debt, and she's not practicing what I'm preaching right now. I don't care about that. But the vision is, babe, I want us to live below our means. Just because we making $1 million, we don't have to rent a Rolls Royce every single time we go out. I don't have to rent a Lamborghini every time we go out. Do I want us to have fun and enjoy our experiences? Yes. But does every single thing have to be so grand and so expensive? When I hear ladies say, "Oh my God, you can do both. You can be this and you can be this," and I'm like, yeah, but I think that mindset is what got us to there because of, well, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, and when we wake up, look at where we are. We live in paycheck to paycheck. Now I'm looking at everything. Man, I wouldn't, I was getting some landscaping work done. I got a quote from a guy. He came back and he told me, he was like, bro, I'm gonna run and play over here. It's gonna cost you da-da-da-da. I said, no, I'm good, bro. It was like $300. I said, no, I can get my other guy, man. He'll do it for like 175. He was like, bro, you got 300? I do have 300. But in today's day and time, money flows two ways. I want more coming in than more coming out. That's an extra $125. You see, the goal is to free up cash for savings and essentials, so you're not on the financial edge each month. This is especially crucial during today's day and time. When layoffs or emergencies can strike unexpectedly, I need you all really dialed in and thinking. But here's the good news, is Americans may be catching on to what's happening. See, the household savings rate, which had fallen steadily, I would say, throughout the year 2024, jumped from about 3.5% to about 4.6% in January of this year, 2025. That's an encouraging uptick. I love that. People are stashing away more money, but it's still below the historic norm of about 6%. So in other words, we're still not saving as much as what we need to be doing, but we're getting better, especially during these stable times, all right? So living below your means also means, how I say this? When you're living below your means, right, you get to take advantage of great opportunities. If you can save even a little regularly, you can invest at bargain prices during a downturn or simply have cash ready to seize a deal. For example, just the other day, my brother Courtney, who was he's either the show behind me or the show before me. I don't know when Michelle is putting that show up, but he texted me like 2 weeks ago. He said, "Hey bro, buy these 3 stocks today." I bought them immediately that day. I called my financial advisor in Jamaica. I said, "Hey, we're gonna put 10 grand into these 3 stocks." She immediately transferred the money from my account, put the money into that particular portfolio, and we bought the stocks. But if I was out here just balling out, if I was out here just, enjoying this money that we do have coming in, if I wasn't sitting back and saving, if I wasn't sitting back and living below my means, if I wasn't sitting back and looking at a strategy and or a plan, I wouldn't have had the money to do some of the things I've been able to do over the last 3 months. I've gotten out of this whole thing of just splurging. I'm in school, I'm focused, I'm dialed in, I'm investing money into that. This studio of ours, I'm like, all right, this is going to be, an investment opportunity. Okay, cool, great. Stock market is on sale. Let me run the play. Because what we have to remember is that hard times and recessions eventually end. My grandmother once said, "A storm never lasts forever. But after every single storm, if you are a homeowner, I guarantee you your grass is going to be green."